If it's Korea versus Finland, what will happen? I mean, I'm in the game, so I can double check for you guys. But one game will be played on Central. The second game, or maybe the first game will be played on West. The second one will be on Central. I think the third one will be on West. Because Europeans have a bigger advantage on Central than Koreans have on West. So I think it's 2 times West, 1 time Central. But as soon as we're in the game, I'll let you guys know. But that's what it will always be. Either 2 Central, 1 West, or 2 West, 1 Central. But the most fair thing is West, Central, West. Or they do West, Central coin toss. But I think it is West, Central, West. In before Singapore. They will never play on Singapore. They will never play in Brazil either. I do that to myself every now and then for fun in the beginning of the day. Honestly, I've got a good win record on Singapore. I don't know how I do it, but most of the time the opponents are like just barely low enough that I can sneak out a win. Very big series. A big shout out, by the way, to Jota Cakes for the 19 months with Prime, and Goldfish also 19 months with Prime. You guys are synced up. I'll try to remember that for number 20 if there is a number 20. But I appreciate it, guys. I've disabled all the alerts during the game, so the people that watch these games back on YouTube can just enjoy it without my Twitch spam. We had a plan. I love it. It's beautiful. I'm expecting you guys to show up on the 9th of February once more in sync. I'll organize a little tourney on the 9th of February, so you guys will be here. Just put it in my agenda. Put it on the calendar. The Pi Wing and Showdown. Best of 9. I've got some buckies at that point that I can throw away, so we'll make it happen. Yeah, me too, Toktaran. Even when I play from the Netherlands. Because the way that Battle.net NA works is, let's say like I could play against someone from Singapore on US Central, right? And then I would have 100 ping, they would have 150 ping, so it'd be 250 in total. But if we play on Singapore, they can have like 5 ping. I'm going to have 220. And then Battle.net is like, 225 is lower than 250, so we should play on Singapore. Even though that's incredibly fucked up. So you literally get punished for having decent ping to whatever server. And that's how it works. Alright, I see a lobby. I'm getting excited. What is our first map? No, you cannot Zerg Tanis. I will be. Game 1 is indeed on US West. You guys can see that here in the lobby. You can also see that in the game, but if you guys were curious about the lobby. Nothing? Nothing? Okay. There was a post-NL delivery guy who apparently was unloading 1 million packages. Vicky was getting very excited even though she ordered nothing, but apparently... Yeah, maybe he was searching for one specific package. Huh. Which race in your opinion suffers the most and least from high ping? In my opinion, Zerg suffers the least, and that doesn't mean they don't suffer, but they do suffer the least, and I think Terran suffers the most. But Zerg pro gamers don't like it when I say that, because they're like, you don't know what you're talking about, but like, like obviously high ping is not nice for any race, that goes without saying. But I personally think that it's worst for Terran and it's best for Zerg. It's !B or !bracket Essex. It's in the stream title, mate. That's one of the Zerg pros, I think you're right. Oh, Pi. I hope that I see the day that I can call you a pro in anything. But I've known you for a couple years now, and I'm still waiting. It's definitely not StarCraft. It's not been that long. Maybe Mechabellum is your game, Pi. Why don't we settle it? Why don't you go ahead and download Mechabellum while these matches are happening? And then once these games are over, Roddy versus Pi in Mechabellum. I think we can have a good match. I'd love to see it. Let's make it happen today.
Let's get it on.
Round 1. Fight!
Like that is a slower paced game. That might be a bit more for you. As a member of the elderly, maybe that turn-based strategy is more up your alley. But we'll talk more about that later, guys. It is a rematch of EWC. They had 2 series back then. The first one was very one-sided. The second one was amazing. where we had that crazy Void Ray moment on Crimson Court, and I'm sure a lot of you guys remember. I remember, and I think this man also remembers. Maybe once in a while he lays in bed and he stares at the ceiling, he sees 7 Void Rays die to a couple of corrosive balls. It is our Korean Protoss, herO. Top left side, the first of 3 days of Serral. So far so good, but it was kind of close against Mana, right? And I'm sure that some of you guys think like, hey, if it's that close against Mana, it might not be good enough against herO. Well, I just think Mana is really good, but let's see. Representing Basilisk, the Finnish phenom himself, it is Serral. Thank you to Fontaine50 for the 3 months. Is that a reference to the Blue Fontaine, mate? I did go there. Last time I was in Vegas. Stepped in. I actually had the silliest experience. Because when I used to look at that hotel from the center of the strip, I kind of thought that it was a circle, like a very fat circle. And then when I got to the other side, I realized it was actually very thin. And it was just the weirdest thing, because in my mind, I always thought it was a big circular building. I felt so stupid and weird and confused when I stood next to it. And I was like, wait a minute, what is like this thick? It looks very odd from the center of the strip. Yeah, the second series between serO and herO at EWC was mega close. It was excellent. Don't forget that these two were also in the finals last year of the Masters Coliseum 7. So it's also a rematch of that. That was an online tournament, but still very fun. Everybody was hyped. That herO against Reynor series in the semifinals, I guess we can call it, was amazing with some of the best PVCs that we've ever seen. herO is one of the 5 Protoss players that has won against serO in the past 2 years. I don't think anybody beat serO Air last year, right? I think serO went the entire year without losing a single ZVP. We have a Stalker first coming out of herO. It's kind of interesting. Stalker first. No Adapt. Just a Stalker that's gonna run to the other side of the map and is gonna try to find an Overlord. Does find an Overlord. Queen and 4 slow Zerglings are gonna try to save the OV. I think the OV did get saved. Hey! Well, it's like maybe he could have gotten the Cryptomur, but goes for the Rico instead, and he says, if I can't kill the Overlord on the other side of the map, I hope that I can kill the one in my main. This should be a dead Overlord, right? I actually feel like it's gonna get somewhat close. But I wanna say, I think it's a dead Overlord. No, it's not. I think it lives. I think it lives by 1 hit. No, it doesn't. It's false. Okay. Oracle into Void Ray, so it's already different than what Mana was showing us. First blood for herO regardless. Got a couple links, gets an Ovi. Let's see what the first Oracle can do. I mean, I had the EWC logo forever, but I will promise I'll change the logos mod back to EWC if they announce us. As soon as they announce those guys, there will be EWC logos in every game. All that free advertisement, I'll gladly give it to them. Just please select our freaking game. Abyssal Reef is a, I think, very strong defensive map. It's obviously been a little while that we've seen too many great games on this map, but it's been in the map pool now for a couple of weeks, and 4 or 5 base setups can be so hard to crack here. I've had a couple games myself already where I felt that pain. Especially planetaries are freaking hard to kill, but even Zergs with lurkers and spines and spores are really hard to get out of games. Nice actually by the Void Ray. That's 2 Overlords here. And getting 3 Overlords of serO in a 5-minute game. Kinda feels like a win, though. Getting 3 Ovies this quick. Can he get number 4? Prismatic alignment? No, that's not cool though. Geez, so many channel points by the way already. We are, what is this? It's an early Thursday morning. And you guys are wagering almost 3 million channel points. Molten made a prediction that tomorrow night when it's Max Packs versus serO in the big brain bouts, He's expecting 5 million channel points to be on the line. And you know what? If you guys are betting 3 million points right now, yeah, I'm kind of feeling the 5 million channel point prediction. It has been a standard PVZ. It's been a little bit slow up to this point. This might be the first moment where herO is really gonna try to get some damage. Just uses the adapts. The oracles are looking, waiting for a tiny opportunity. Void Ray not doing a whole lot. I mean, 7 drones for a bunch of adepts that don't really matter anymore. It's not bad. It is a little bit of a shame for herO that he has not been able to find any damage yet with these oracles, but yeah, it's not bad. Bunch of Blink Stalkers moving out. Oh, Blink not quite ready yet, but Serral does not want to take that fight. I mean, so far, guys, herO has really played a clean game, man. 9 drones, 11 Zerglings, 3 Overlords, very clean macro at home. I don't hate it what herO has done. You miss Oliveira already, mate? That's very quick. You can literally still watch his games back from a couple days ago. Unfortunately, there was no Terran. Exactly, has denied a lot of creep. I'm kind of liking the performance of herO so far. This is looking good. As sloppy and messy as herO can sometimes look against Terran, he can look so incredibly clean and efficient against Zerg. In particular when he plays against Reynor. Reynor must have done something to herO in a previous live, because when herO plays against Reynor, he's just a completely different animal. He's looking pretty damn good here against Serral as well. This might be the first moment where he's gonna have to either recall. You don't want to lose too many Stalkers. Stalkers are expensive. Nice catch by Serral. Serral full of confidence that he can get on top of this army. The DPS of the Hydras is really going to help out in the back as well. High Templars coming in. Storm is now ready, but do we really want... Oh, I don't like this herO. I don't like exposing the High Templars, but it's kind of okay. It's not great, though. It is not great. And herO is floating a little bit too much money while this is happening. 1,500 minerals. At least they didn't die, but yeah. No, that was not totally it. I think herO just kind of overstayed his welcome there a tiny bit. Serral now confident, firing up the hive. I agree with you guys in the chat. Oh, that is also not great, by the way, losing an oracle like that. Like the fact that I have been playing and watching and casting this game for 15 years almost, and I'm still not totally sick and tired of the music, means they've done an absolutely 11 out of 10 masterful job with the soundtrack. When I'm playing, sometimes I find it a bit boring, but when I'm casting, it just still sounds right. Double Lurker then coming out of Yona. Maybe trying to hit some serious Lurker aggression. Maybe he just feels that some of these traits in the last minute have been excellent. Or he just feels that herO is going to be very aggressive and he wants to get those upgrades going as quickly as possible. Just a couple links. This time it's not enough. Can we get some big storms coming out of herO? One High Templar is very exposed with so much energy, but it's not dead yet. That blink, however, was not it. Stalk is going straight into a meat grinder. In the end, a couple of them do survive. Actually, somehow went a bit better for herO than I thought it would. It's just close. It's just really close. They're both finding their moments. They're both losing a lot of key units. herO does have a sick economy at the back of all of this. Stock count is a bit higher. We've got 11 gateways at this point. Interesting fight. Interesting fight there. Looked very bad for herO for a split second, but those High Templars, they stuck around. They stayed alive one way or the other. I don't know how they did it, but they stayed alive. They got a few more storms and made it okay. Serral's supply is nothing to get mega excited over if you're a Zerg player. Like, we're basically one big Zealot warping away from the main base for this game to completely fall apart. The Serral definitely on the ropes. Unit loss resource step is incredibly close. Sometimes that is good for the Zerg, but herO's just been so rich that I don't think he minds too much. The double Lurker then though is spinning. And maybe if Serral can get a Reynor lens, lurker range, lurker speed, and these fights will look very, very, very different. Little storm lens. It's a lot of lurkers at this point. Forgot his lurker then? I wouldn't necessarily say that he forgot his lurker then. Obviously against herO you cannot just very casually go into everything and expect him not to attack you, because herO always attacks you. Now we do have some lurkers attacking from the low ground with their upgrades. That is big. Zergling's getting on top of this base, but there is a big fight happening here. Does Serral have enough at home? Stalkers blink on top of lurkers. Serral does have enough at home. And this definitely worked out for the great Jonas Spala. Loses 7 drones, 8 drones, 9 drones. Where are we losing them? Ooh, one Rambo Zealot. One Rambo Zealot. Hey, that's 6 Zealots. You know, but herO is still gonna make it into Tempest. Well, definitely not being at the risk of dying anytime soon. But doesn't really have any cannons and batteries at the 4th or 5th base. That is something to maybe keep an eye on. We've got 7 Dropper Lords gearing up for something feisty in the bottom side. herO has Zealots run past all those lurkers. This is a big scout actually by herO. Because why would the lurkers be heading this direction? He doesn't have anything though. Where Mana had like a cannon and a battery and a couple of units. This is going to be tough for herO. It's not impossible, but it's definitely going to be tough. Especially without all the static defenses that Protoss players very often rely on. Like the little observer here, that's cute. Yeah, 1 Tempest is going to take a century to kill 3 lurkers. herO is fine in the center. He should be fine in the top. But I am definitely worried about the state of his natural. herO is not ready. That's only 6. I say only. That's still a decent amount. Let's see. herO's going to have to pull these probes away immediately. Does not react in time. Don't forget, this game is played on US West. This is the server that's slightly better for herO. herO gearing up for his own tiny counter. Is going to get a cancel on the hack, so that is good. He'll live, I guess, but... Man is on wobbly legs. Sick upgrades at this point, though. Loses the Nexus, too. No Neos yet, original alien. There is no Neos yet. We are still in the waiting room. Tempest count is starting to look pretty. Serral wants more than he's been able to get so far. It does become harder and harder for the Zerg to be aggressive against the Protoss with Storm and a Loft Tempest. Not a crazy amount of Storm available at this point, to be fair. It almost feels like the doors are wide open. Serral with a tiny link drop in the main, but it's good enough to kill the cannon. Maybe even good enough to deal with some of these units. And this is where herO says, F it. We're gonna send it. I'm not gonna sit here and defend forever. I'm going to counter. Lands a couple big storms. Tempest are gonna clean up. Sick game. A really sick game. I kinda like this counter by herO. It's pretty cool. Because obviously he's been struggling a little bit at home. 3 Immortals will get on top of the lurkers here. That's a great fight for the Immortals. Man, what a game. Oh, the lurkers going through the meat grinder. I think maybe he could have... Oh, he lost the observer. He had an observer here, guys, but I think the Hydra sniped it. That could have been even more painful for Serral. Serral's now lost 4,000 resources more, but he did kill a base. Mothership on the way. herO is going to make 2 oracles. Serral is honestly kind of broke. And most of the time, the Protoss is going to find way better trades here than the Zerg. Well, this looks good for herO now, though. Nah, I know about it, Diviniers. I've been telling everybody over and over again, ignore the website and focus on Twitter announcements. Because the website clearly is automated, just has some timers running, and yeah, if it works out, they'll publicize it, but keep an eye on Twitter. Twitter is, I think, where they'll make the real announcements, and then they reveal it on the website and Twitter at the same time. If you really want to do it to yourself and 24/7 be on top of EWC stuff, just use that Twitter. The website lies. It's a lot of lurkers, but they're also very, very exposed. Mothership is here. There was no Overseer. No Overseer on the side of Serral at all. He's got 3 of them. Ooh, that's going to take a while. Looks like herO's game. I don't know how he's done it, guys, but slowly but steady. Especially, I think that counter was absolutely brilliant. Because if herO would have only focused on defending, I don't think it would have gone his way. But the counterattack created chaos, allowed him to drop big storms on the Hydras at home, allowed the Tempest to do their thing, and allowed the Immortals to shine. And just like that, it is herO 16 minutes in. Our Korean Protoss takes the 1-0 lead over Serral. And is Serral about to lose his first best of something series against the Protoss in literally forever? Because I think the man went through the entirety of 2024 without losing a single series against the Protoss. Lost one series against Maru, lost a couple against Clem. Did not lose one against Protoss. And it's 2025. Will the streak end? Second series of the year. Protoss is definitely looking a lot more competitive. I think we can all say that. A lot of whining about the balance console at first. A lot of whining about the patch. It was so bad that I didn't even want to stream for a couple days because literally it was nothing about balance, Protoss, yada yada. But look at Protoss now. I feel like we look a lot better and we look a whole lot more competitive. Not often have we seen a day of Serral where he has played 4 games against Protoss and the score is 2-2. That's honestly quite rare, guys. Most of the time it's 4-0. Once in a while it's 3-1. 2-2 after 4 games and 0-1 in this best of 3. Can herO do it? Can herO be the first Protoss victory over Serral in Lord knows how long? Was the last one Zone at Home Story Cup, guys? I'm sure we had an online series right here and there. I know MaxPax got a victory in 2023. Here we go.
Round 2. Fight!
LiuLi Cup, it's obviously just the group stage, guys. This is not playoffs yet. Nobody's getting eliminated. This is the upper bracket match of this group. But it's still feisty. It's so exciting to see these two guys duke it out with each other. In the top right side, taking the 1-0 lead, Weibo Gaming herO. What did he do, Zitranier? Did he predict herO? If so, he's honestly on a roll. Not even hating at that point. Bottom left side, it'd be silly to count him out though. He is still the one and only, the great, legendary Finnish phenom, BASILISK Serral, down 0-1. A Thursday morning, the 9th of January 2025. Will this be the first of perhaps many Protoss victories over Serral this year? Could we already have one more Protoss victory? Ooh, I would pull the drones there, by the way. So obviously you never want to pull your workers to kill your opponent's worker, whether it's SCV, probe, drone, doesn't matter. Unless it is a guaranteed kill. And I don't think anywhere, like on any of the outside patches, you'll never get a guaranteed kill. But if that probe is like right here in this little gap, then I think you'll get the guaranteed kill. Especially with ping involved as well. What server? This is on Central, by the way. Game 1 was on West, Game 2 is on Central. Like, so herO has lag. I think you kill the worker. The moment the probe is in this little notch gap right here. 0.1 second of lost mining time, but a first blood. Forward hatch by Serral. I guess we got hatch blocked. It is funny, by the way, how a lot of the other Zergs still really believe, especially in the era where there is no battery overcharge in some of the Zerg aggression, Roaches, Ravages, Lynx, Queens, German Taxi, Autobahn, whatever. I haven't seen Serral do it a whole lot yet. This might be the map. Reynor has done it a couple times. I feel like it looked good in his hands. I'm sure as soon as Lambo starts playing some official series, we'll see more lair tech aggression coming out of the Zergs as well. Serral's always been a hive boy. It is exciting, guys. It's a little bit of esports history. Where is Tasteless? Telling me that Tasteless ain't here to witness this esports history? Aren't we in the mecca of StarCraft right now? AKA the internet. Seoul, South Korea is no longer the mecca. Because nothing happens over in South Korea. But on the the World Wide Web, we're still gaming every day. This is our Mecca. The Gemini Cup will happen. I know you're gonna find a way to get us all over to Korea. Ooh, big, by the way. herO gets a drone kill with his adept. Single drone kill, but still pretty big. It's so hard normally to get a quick win over Serral in the early game. And this is on Central. It's a better server for Serral. Obviously still some lag, but very big. One drone. But on this level, it's big. The vehicle of esports. Something like that, right? Oh. Wasn't it the vehicle? I don't know. Tasteless had a couple things he said a lot. Especially the whole piggyback broadcasting. I have seen a couple piggyback broadcasts in my day, guys. And the soft underbelly. Tasteless loves that soft underbelly. Isn't this like a right time to retire? I think the right time to retire is if your heart is no longer in it or there are no more possibilities to do anything. I think that is the right time to retire. If you've lost all joy and your heart is just not in it, I think you should retire. If you're still enjoying StarCraft, why should you retire? And if you're still making money, why should you retire? Especially if there is obviously no esports World Cup announcement, then I do expect a decent amount of official retirements. And you can't blame the guys that have been playing this game for over a decade and are obviously used to competing for massive prize pools. But I will also open the door for some other guys to start making it to offline events and maybe win a trophy, who knows. Like a guy like Clem is not going to retire anytime soon because he just loves playing soccer. And whether the tournaments are big or small, he's going to be there. Any examples of pros who stayed in the scene too long after they stopped playing? The top of my head, I can't think of many. Just a lot of them, you know, they played for a bit, but then you could really see the performance going down. And it's not because they suddenly lost the ability to compete. It's just that they weren't practicing as much anymore. They weren't enjoying it. And then the results kind of fall off a cliff. And then it gets worse and worse. And eventually they're like, yeah, you know, I'm kind of done. But I can't think of too many people that really hated StarCraft, but yet were playing. Maybe Idra. Even though he was really good, Idra clearly was not having a good time every time he played StarCraft. So maybe Idra played like 1 or 2 events too many. But that's a very long time ago. No, Bly is not playing. But he still plays a couple games from time to time. And if we would have like another European WCS, I'm sure that Bly would do his best to qualify. But currently not playing at the moment. 6 minutes into Ultra Love. Serral has lost 5 drones, guys. It's obviously not as many to say that the game is over, but 5 drones on a tiny map like Ultra Love, where herO is in your face, and it's starting to look a lot like good old 3 basic ration coming out of herO. He's even going to build a pilot and potentially a gateway here for the few people that randomly watch StarCraft from time to time and have no idea why is there a gateway there. You get much quicker warp-ins. We even have the back. Is he going to go for the double aggressive gate? Yep. So 2 gateways, guys. Right now you guys can see it takes forever to warp in a Stalker, but the moment that this gateway is done and morphs into a warp gate, you get much quicker warp-ins. The power field goes from blue to green. This is something they added somewhere in Legacy of the Void. And this is why herO is building gateways out and about on the map. Serral tries to get on top of one of these proxy gates, but oracles are there to save it. Did herO make a forward blink? By the looks of it, he did. Serral fired a couple of corrosive valves and honestly landed on a lot of his own Zerglings. Stasis Trap is in the mix as well. This is gonna be tough. Serral is known as the best defender in the universe, but even Yona is gonna have a very, very difficult time here. Drops an infestation pit, guys. In the midst of all of this, isn't that kind of crazy? Not 1, but 2 gates are out on the map. Stalkers are in your face, and he drops an infestation pit. And obviously Serral is Serral, and he knows what he's doing, but to me that feels wild. Kind of feels like we need every single penny on units. Maybe Serral feels that he just doesn't have the larva, and you may as well do something. Goes for a big Zergling counter. I guess we're recalling oracles? No, we're recalling everything. Okay. Ooh, nice blink. The Stalkers create a force field, and it means a lot of links will die. At the same time, more probes will fall too. Does allow Serral to get on top of these pylons though. Man, what a counter. And here, surprised that herO recalled everything. The StarCraft indeed, by the looks of it, just wasn't that worried. But I think he should be. It's still, there are 32 Stalkers, guys. Stalkers trade incredibly well against Roaches. Ravages are good in zoning the Stalkers, but there's so many freaking Stalkers. I do think Serral should be worried. What will herO do? He blinks forward. Of course he blinks forward because he's herO, but the Oracles and the Void Ray are fighting the Spore Crawler. I think that's a really big mistake. Now extra Zerglings come in. That's a full surround. Extra Stalkers show up as well. The Void Ray has killed the Spore, but loses his life against the Queens. herO, if those Oracles, guys, were on top of the Stalkers, that would have gone a lot better, I think. Losing the Void and the Oracle to the Spore is bad. But there's still a decent amount of Stalkers out there. Serral's got Hive on the way, though. Baneling speed on the way. On a forward blink. That Ravager count is about to explode from 4 all the way up to 12. Difficult to get in the range of 12 Ravagers. herO might just say, well, that's where I blink forward, but the Zerglings are about to get +2 melee, and honestly, I think forward blinks are a thing from the past. If the Lings have +2 melee, even +1 Zerglings hurt, but +2 truly hurt. The supplies are mega close though. This is not a sweet spot for Serral to be in, but this is where the Ravagers need to buy time. Oh, Banelings apparently, guys, killed 13 probes on the other side of the map. I'm sorry I missed it because we were just been battling here non-stop. herO missed it too. Couple Banelings of Serral kill 13 workers. Great play by Serral. Reynor lands on the way. +2 is seconds away from finishing up, and the Ravagers are doing that thing. They're just spamming Crucible. They're just buying time. And now it's just a few Lings, but these are feisty Zerglings. No shield battery. herO knows that this is it. It is now or never for 3 base herO, and he's doing a good job. Not many Lings remaining. Not too many Zerglings remaining. It is not totally done yet, guys, because the Ravagers have +0 and the Stalkers have +2. Like, if Serral gets 30 extra Lings out, this game is over. But Serral doesn't have those 30 extra Lings right now. There is the forward blink by herO. There are some Banelings coming in. They're going to soften up the Stalkers. What a fight! What a fight! The Stalkers will start blinking back. Here are those extra Lings for Serral. And if Serral can just push this back one time and one time only successfully, he's got it. But he's going to lose 2 Ravagers, loses the Queen, loses another Queen. Link count 11. We are gaming. We are gaming. 7 more workers have gone down. What's the Zergling count now? 24. Is that enough then? 24 Links. Don't corrosive about your own Links. Reynor Glen's about to finish up. You guys are calling it. It looks really good for Serral. 1 surround is all it takes. Like, these Lings are insane now. These Lings are insane. They will get Stalkers. And Stalkers are expensive. And I don't think herO can keep doing this. Serral was forced to even pull a couple drones. It was mega close, but it is good enough. What a game. What a hold, man. What a hold. Few more Stalkers show up, but at this point I do agree that I think it's just over. The Zerglings are going to be too strong. I mean, Serral still 6 Queens as well. Serral's got money in the bank too. Just needs to hit a couple injects. The Queens have been battling. But these are amazing trades for a Zerg. Against a broke Protoss. Trading out a few Links for Stalker here, a Stalker there is amazing. The production tab is telling us 28 Links. 2 Queens forgotten about. That's a tiny bit sloppy, but who cares? It looks like we are going to game 3 for the 2nd time today. Few more Links counterattacking. There is nothing here. No shield battery. There's a 1 Stalker warp in. Yeah, good luck. Good luck to this 1 Stalker against 5 Links with +2 and the Reynor Gland. Ungrateful job. That's going to do it, guys. herO will tap out. GG gets called. Serral wins a mega close game. I don't want to delay the game 3, but I want to go back to this big forward blink quickly. Because I think this was a really big moment. Like, at this point, guys, Serral goes for this big Zergling counter, right? Obviously, excellent. The recall got used. But I think this fight right here, there really is potential for herO. But look, 2 Oracles and a Void Ray. They go for the Queen here. And now, first Oracle dies, second Oracle dies. Imagine 2 Oracles and a Void Ray right here above this Stalker army. Well, links would melt a whole lot quicker. A lot more stalkers would survive. It'd be different. Let's hop into game 3 quickly. I hope I didn't delay them. I don't think I did. Kinda did. Don't tell anybody, guys. BattleNet bug. Serral ready for game 3. herO ready for game 3. Serious prediction about the upcoming match. It is ley lines. It's a coin toss, mate. Looking at Serral versus Mana, and then looking at herO Serral. The game that herO wins mega close was potential for Serral. The game that Serral wins mega close potential for herO. I don't think I can say anything that's very useful here that you guys cannot figure out yourself. It's just whoever is going to be sharper is going to win game 3.
Final round. Fight!
Current favorite matchup. I've said this for a long time, and I stick by it. I think absolute peak is ZVZ is my favorite matchup. I still have sweet baby dreams about that Serral versus Reynor game on Greswan, which I think is one of the most spectacular games of StarCraft that I've ever seen, that I've ever had the pleasure to cast. Also, I really like PvT. So I'd say ZVZ, PvT, and then PvP. That's my top 3. But obviously ZVZ only at the absolute highest level, because on lower levels it can kind of suck. Bottom left side, guys, it's our Korean Protoss playing one hell of a best of 3 so far. Dragon, Kaisi Gaming, herO. Top right side of ley lines, we are looking at the main base of the man that is representing BASILISK. Can he win this group, like so many of you guys predicted him to do? But it's been harder than perhaps was predicted. It is Serral. Yeah, Dark Rogue was really fun too. Like, Dark Rogue was really fun because stylistically they were so different that it was basically Rogue throwing everything he had and trying to get Dark out of these games, and Dark being, in my eyes, the far superior mega late game player, but Rogue obviously being very scary in that mid game and that early late game. Dark Rogue was really good, really entertaining stuff. Reynor Serral really for me is up there. Like, I think that's the peak StarCraft, man. TVT is clearly the best to watch. You know, that stupid Cyclone reactor wasn't fun, but it did make TVT more fun. I kind of feel that as much as I like this patch, it has made TVT a bit more boring again. You know, once you make it past the first 8-9 minutes and nobody dies to the first interference matrix attack, it can be fun. But the TVT can also be really dreadful. Of a tiny poke, nothing. Macro, macro, macro. Haha, matrix, auto turret, GG. Let's go next. It's like, god damn. This hurts. Dark Reynor for sure. I know. There's a couple elite Zergs that, if you let them do that thing, I think ZVZ is spectacular. I've said it so many times. Well, the Reynor, Serral, Greswan, Home Story Cup, whatever, 24, 23, whatever it was. If you can find that game somewhere on YouTube, watch it. This is so good. So good. Is Toss favorite versus Zerg on that patch? You mean this patch? The opinions are divided. Some people will say that Protoss is still useless, can't do anything. Some Zergs will tell you that Protoss is actually Omega boss still. I would personally, in my most neutral opinion, say that there is a slight advantage for Protoss. But favorite sounds so dramatic. But I do think there is an advantage for Protoss. But definitely far from a free win. No, not just in late game. I think Protoss is kind of good in this matchup across the board. I don't think we're weak in the early game. With target openings, you're very safe. Like, mid game can be hard because you don't have a lot of units. Zerg has more units, but you have more powerful units, and you could have storm and cannons and batteries. And just it comes down to execution. First Oracle flies deep into the natural, gets a drone. Gets a second drone, gets out. It's not bad on hero's side, if you ask me. A lot of lost mining time. I kind of like it. This game, by the way, is on US West again. So herO is going to have the slightly better ping. The way that I play Pi, like, Balance has never really mattered to me. When people were always moaning about how bad Protoss was, I was having a good time in some matchups and bad in others. I play like a baboon, I know that, but it's the best I got. So, my win rates or my success and personal frustrations are not related to things that I say as a caster. Couple oracles once more. This is big for herO, guys. What a start for herO. 6 drones at this point. 6 drones in a 5-minute game. And the oracle's still alive. Nice for StarCraft to at least grab one of that. I think he got both there. StarCraft finds a tiny victory, but late game Cobble was a really good game. A really, really good game. I believe that Basilisk downloads all these VODs and does put it on the Basilisk YouTube channel. So if you guys don't have a Twitch sub and you want to watch it back, I'm sure that it will be posted in the near future on the Basilisk YouTube channel. They always do that. Now I hope that all the YouTubers know that I am not casting this for YouTube. I'm casting this for Twitch. It's my job, but I hope it's still enjoyable to watch one way or the other. And yes, there's a very different style of casting, whether or not I have an audience or people that I react to, interact with. I think it's always nice to be able to watch the games back. Twitch VODs last for a while, but YouTube VODs are a little bit easier to navigate, and I guess over time also way easier to find. herO is playing a very clean game 3 so far. 9 drones, an Overlord, 5 Zerglings. StarCraft definitely not down and out yet, but I'm sure that StarCraft's not mega happy with the first 6 minutes of ley lines. Yeah, it's not that herO won game 1 combo in a very slow and steady way. It actually looked pretty promising for StarCraft at one point, but herO made a great call to counterattack with like 80% of his army, and the 20% he left at home dropped some big storms. Tempest did their thing, and that was kind of the beginning of the turnaround. Because before that moment, I kind of liked it a bit more for StarCraft than I liked it for herO, but herO just made really good calls. I'm sure it is for you, Bulo, but it's not for me, mate. Just because it works for you doesn't mean it works for me. The player can be as superior as it wants to be. If I have 3 viewers and I can make a living, it's not that superior, is it? Because nobody can find a stream, so. Yes, there are things that are great about even streaming live on YouTube, but that doesn't make it superior. Only 4 probes dying. That's obviously solid for herO. herO does need to be very careful here. Now there are a bunch of stasis traps that he can still rely on. He's got another stasis trap and he's going to drop one more. Colossus opening. I do love it. Once in a while, yeah, people saying that Colossus suck. I don't think Colossus suck. Especially not in the era of Hydra Link. Man, Heroes is playing sick here. This is a bit of a clinic. There's just no other way to put it. This is legitimately a bit of a clinic. Is herO just walking all over Serral here in game 3. It is on US West, it is a server advantage, but I mean, so many Protoss players have had US West against Serral, nobody ever won. herO is looking mighty fine here. Look at the units lost race to step in this game, 1400 difference. And normally what keeps the Zerg alive here is that, well, at least you have a bunch of Hydras out, and Hydras are good against Oracles, and Hydras are good against Stalkers, but the Giraffe is about to show up, and that means that Lings are not that scary anymore, and Hydras are not that scary either, as long as the Colossus positioning is good. Game 3 looks like it is all herO so far. Does StarCraft have another miracle that he can pull off, or is it indeed just all herO? What are these Zerglings up to? I mean, the Colossus is just terrifying here, guys. Colossus is absolutely terrifying. It's literally good against everything. Nice stasis trap as well. Lings are maybe surround the robo. Yeah, I actually wouldn't hate the robo surround here. I think it's a good play. The problem is there are still 2 Colossus out, so you're still gonna have to find a way to kill not 1 but 2 Colossi and stasis trappies and oracles. It's gonna be so difficult for StarCraft. 3rd base dies. I mean, the Lings are doing their thing. They're trying to keep him busy. I love the Colossus here, man. I'm a big fan. Really, really big fan, and I feel like it's been underrated and not given enough love. Okay, if StarCraft can pull off an absolute miracle and he can get those Vipers out in time, he's still got a shot. But how on earth is he gonna get those Vipers out when herO's already here? herO blinks forward because herO does not care. The man is the honey badger. He feels okay. The oracles just fly head first into the spore crawler, but herO doesn't care. He knows that these colossus are untouchable, and for the first time in way over a year, we have a Protoss best of 3 victory over Serral. Damn. Damn, and what a final game it was by herO. Lost only 29 units, killed 174. herO does what no Protoss has done in Lord knows how long, and that is beat Serral. Bam. Sick. Shout out to Dragon Force for the 15 months. Reynor in the chat as well. Look at that. Reynor sees a couple oracles die. And he's like, here I am, baby. Good morning, mate. Or good afternoon. We are definitely not done yet today, guys. We have Spirit versus Mana coming up, and the winner will play against Serral. It is herO who wins. Damn, it's going to be good for his LiuLi. Lower bracket, Spirit versus Mana, best of 3. Spirit, Polish T. Actually, a really fun one between these guys. Hard to say how it's going to go. I'll give you guys 10 minutes because I don't think there's a long break. I'll take a little breaky myself, guys. And after that, I'll be back. We'll take a little look at that PvT. And the winner of that series will obviously move on to the final round of this group to duke it out with Serral once more. Impressive, guys. Sure, you can say that they all won on their home server, right? herO wins game 1 and game 3 on West. Serral wins game 2 on Central, but we've seen Serral win so many ZVPs on US West that I don't think we can take anything away from this herO victory. It's just very well done. Great execution, very strong early game there, especially in game 3. Very impressive stuff coming out of herO. I'll take a little breaky. After that, we'll be back with Mana versus Spirit. A little Polish Civil War coming up next.